When you board a plane, there's no knowing who you'll sit next to. But you hope that they won't talk too much or invade your space. Yet on a Southwest airline flight last October, a man put his hand on a woman's leg and played what he described as footsies. When she asked him to stop, he pulled at her clothing and whispered, "Don't fuck with me." NPR, June 31st, 2018, documents that sexual assaults are grossly underreported, and especially if the assault happens on planes. 1 in 5 flight attendants have witnessed a passenger being assaulted or have had an assault reported to them. Reports have jumped even since the Me Too movement began. For example, a flight to Seattle, where a 22-year-old woman was scared by a man who asked to lean his head on her shoulder. The Anchorage Daily News, August 31st, 2018, notes that he then interlocked their arms, grabbed her breasts and thighs, and asked, "Who would I have to kill to get a girl like you?" We need to prevent airline sexual assault, because a smooth flight should be more than just about keeping the plane in the air. It's about keeping us safe in the air. First, we'll explore the problems of assaults in the air. Second, analyze the causes. And third, discuss solutions to ensure our skies are more than just friendly. They're safe. In June 2017, Aubrey Lane boarded a flight headed to New York for her dream vacation. Hours later, a man followed her into a cramped bathroom and raped her. Anyone aboard a plane could experience this same tragedy. In fact, every 98 seconds, someone is sexually assaulted, whether it's on the ground or at 35,000 feet. The Baltimore Sun, June 20th, 2018, reports that airline sexual assault has grown nearly 2/3 in recent years. FBI Special Agent David Roski explains that assaults are increasing at an alarming rate, and that the actual number could be much higher. Flight attendants are increasingly unaware, since seats are closer together, which forces more people to be packed into a tighter space and reduces the line of sight for attacks. You would think with more people it would be difficult to assault someone, but the Dallas News, March 15th, 2018, points out that it makes it easier. The Washington Post, August 18th, 2018, illustrates how these chilling incidents are only an arm's length away. Last January, on a late-night Spirit Airlines flight, a 22-year-old woman bolted for flight attendants crying with her shirt already undone after being startled awake by her seatmate. Her attacker slid his hands down her pants and penetrated her. We have to rely on airline crew for safety. Yet, not even flight attendants remain safe. Business Insider, May 11, 2018, cites that 35% of attendants say they've been sexually propositioned and subjected to pornography. In the last year alone, 1/3 say they've endured it 5 times, with 2/3 harassed 3 or more times. Many passengers treat staff like barmaids in the sky. As retired Virgin Air flight attendant Allie Murphy tells The Independent October 8, 2018, "They touch your bum, breasts, legs. I've had hands going up my skirt." Flight attendants continually served alcoholic beverages to Aubrey Lane's attacker. She alerted staff of his drunken advances, yet a crew member walked by and shrugged, until later he raped her. A similar danger awaits us and is caused by proximity to strangers, untrained cabin crew, and reporting assault rarely. Assault isn't just an earthbound issue, but there's often a perception that we're in a bubble of safety on a plane, even with our close proximity to strangers. Consuming alcohol complicates the issue, and the FBI discloses to the Daily Mail, May 25, 2018. Attacks generally occur on long-haul flights when the cabin is dark. Victims typically report to be sleeping in the middle or window seats, often covered with blankets or jackets. Time magazine, October 23, 2018, uncovers an attack on a woman flying to Albuquerque, who was repeatedly groped by a man. He later justified his assault, arguing, "But the president said it's okay." Additionally, the FAA doesn't formally train cabin crews how to respond and doesn't even have a separate category for sexual assault. A United Airlines flight attendant confirms to CNN June 20, 2018, "In my 22 years, I have never taken a part in the conversation about how to handle sexual harassment or assault. Even worse, it's difficult to determine just how many assaults take place because no federal agency tracks that data." Finally, flight attendants frequently ignore this and rarely report when they've been assaulted. The Economist, May 11, 2018, reveals that 93% report abuse to their employer, but 68% say that airlines haven't put forth any effort to curb sexual harassment, in spite of the growing international attention sparked by the Me Too movement. Sadly, FBI Special Agent Emerson Bowie Jr. exposes to the El Paso Times, June 30, 2018. Some people may not even recognize it just happened. Aubrey Lane reported her rape to authorities and medical staff, yet her attacker was allowed to leave. That's intolerable and unlike solutions that we should pursue, featuring individual awareness, improved case tracking and training for cabin crew, and seat assignment protection. While we're on a plane, we know we won't have complete privacy, but it's vital we are aware of our individual safety. The FBI, April 26, 2018, alerts us to 1, trust your gut. Offenders will often test victims by brushing up against them, so don't give them the benefit of the doubt. Address it immediately and ask to be moved. 2, recognize that alcohol and sleeping pills will put you at risk. And 3, always keep your armrest down. And if harassed, the FBI advises the Chicago Tribune, August 18, 2018, hit that call button. Notify the flight crew immediately. Additionally, the FBI needs to improve how they monitor cases being prosecuted by local and state authorities. Sarah Nelson, president of the Association of Flight Attendants, March 15, 2018, advocates for specific federal pre-flight safety instructions that address sexual assault and establish a reporting structure for all flight attendants. And since many incidents involve alcohol, Paul Hudson, president of Flyer Rights, November 29, 2018, calls for specific federal re-regulation of the airline industry. With reinstalled dram shop laws, airlines would be held strictly liable for actions of intoxicated patrons when they serve them alcoholic beverages. Finally, while adults are commonly assaulted in the air, victims have been as young as 8 years old. Unaccompanied minors need seat assignment protection. The Los Angeles Times, February 4, 2018, acknowledges the assault of a 13-year-old girl flying to Oregon, traveling as an unaccompanied minor. After a flight attendant noticed a single tear upon the girl's cheek and her attacker's hand near her crotch, she was immediately reseated. British Airways at one point didn't even allow males to be seated next to unaccompanied minors. And as radical as that sounds, it may also just be our best protection. First, we explore the problems of assaults in the air. Second, analyze the causes. And third, discuss solutions to end sexual assault and spare more unsuspecting victims. While we can't control who we sit next to on a plane, we can control how aware and how safe we all can be. Because more important than getting to your destination is keeping people safe.